I chose to do my personal technology project on Science Kids, and um, this is basically just a website that has a bunch of resources for both teachers and students. The main resources that I think are important for teachers are these ones right over here, lessons, images, videos, and topics. Lessons has um, a bunch of, well, first of all, the organization of this website is by topic, and if you're looking to find something on biology, it's really easy to find a lesson that's on biology because it's right in that topic area. Same thing with the images. You can find something based on any of these topics, and let's look at biology again. There's pictures that you can find that if there's any of these that work with what you're learning about and what you're working on, then you can integrate them right into your lesson. There's also videos that you can use, and they're also organized by topic. And it's just a great way to see different resources that you don't have to dig a ton for. You can just look through what is available. Um, the resources that I think are important for students are the ones right over here. There's experiments that they can do at home. There's games, and again, the organization is all based on topic. It's really easy to find things this way. There are facts and quizzes and projects that they can work on. And this website is really, really easy to use. I've mentioned that the organization makes it pretty simple to find. Find anything that based on the topic that you want to learn more about. And I think it's really easy to navigate, not just for teachers and students. And the great part is there's no restriction for teachers or students. Teachers have access to the resources that are very useful for students, and students also have access to the resources that are useful for teachers. And so it's a great way just to have access to all these things. And I think that it's a great way for students to be able to do some research. The way that I would connect it to the curriculum is just by extending learning by assigning it as a fast finisher or a homework project or assignment. For example, I would use this games tab, and I would say, alright, we've been learning about forces, and I'd come down here to forces in action, and there's this game that students can use and explore with, and if they experiment with it, they can kind of extend the learning and the things that we've talked about. They can add a weight to see how it affects how far it's gone. The goal of this game is to get it all the way to the 100 mark. And so they can experiment and add weight, take away weight, and then release to see how far that takes the truck. And then what I really like about these games is that it gives you a chance to explore after you've completed the first task. So students here on this exploration can increase or decrease the gradient and add weight, take away weight as much as they want, and experiment with how that affects the forces. And each of the games that are available here have the same setup, that there's an initial task, and then after that task is completed, they have the chance to do some exploration beyond that task. So that's how I would connect it to the curriculum, use it as a fast finisher or as a homework assignment. The strengths of this, I've mentioned that I really like that it is organized by topic and that it's so easy to use, that there's no question about how you would be able to find certain resources, that it's really just right at your fingertips. One of the weaknesses of this website is that I'm not a huge fan of the quizzes. The quizzes are great, and they have quality questions, but they do have the answers here at the bottom. And so if I were to give this quiz as an assignment to the students, I wouldn't have them do it on the website. I would use it more as a pen and paper thing. simply because I don't want them to look at the answers before they have a chance. Improving this, I would say they could have it on a separate page, the answers on a separate page. And I'm not a huge fan of the level of feedback with some of the games. The games are good and they have good learning opportunities, but I don't like how little feedback there is. So that's another weakness. But in comparison to other websites, it's very high quality. It's got a ton more resources than is common. I looked at kids.gov and that had a lot of resources, but it was linked to some external resources. So it's very useful, but it doesn't have the games option or things like that. But it does have lesson plans and videos and images and things like more on the teacher side of things. I also looked at explorabox.com or .org, and it's the same idea as this, but it's a lot more limited as well and less quality. So I've found that Science Kids is a great resource and something that I would recommend.